Why you should incorporate fermented foods into your diet? We will find out in today's video. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Sylvia and I'm a big city mom. And that's because I live, work and raise my family in New York City, and whenever I have some free time, which is mostly when my toddler is napping, I blog and vlog about my big passion, health through diet, lifestyle and nutrition. Many years ago, I was diagnosed with autoimmunity, rheumatoid arthritis, and a conventional therapy just wasn't an option for me because I really wanted to find a strategy that would reverse this nasty condition and made me rheumatoid arthritis free. And about a year ago now, I was able to do it just that through diet, lifestyle and nutrition. I was so blown away with the results that it finally pushed me to start my blog and this channel. So if you are passionate about health, diet, nutrition, this is a definitely channel for you, so subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get started with today's video. We started fermenting foods as means of preserving them. Refrigeration is a relatively recent invention, and if you look all around the world, just about every traditional culture has some way of fermenting vegetables, fruits, and even meat. Personally, I grew up around sauerkraut, pickled cucumbers, tomatoes, and many other different vegetables. I was drinking kefir, yogurt, and something you are probably not familiar with, and that is sour milk. You would probably refer to it as spoiled milk. So basically you take a fresh milk, not pasteurized, you set it on the counter in the room temperature. You can add a couple drops of lemon juice to speed up the process, and typically overnight you will have sour milk. It has a texture of a Greek yogurt. It is really sour and it is delicious, especially in the summer, in the hot months. It will really cool you down. Now, when I moved to the United States, I was trying to do the same with the pasteurized milk, and that didn't work out for me very well. Just the smell of the milk was horrible. I didn't even attempt to try it. I have to throw it out, and so I learned the hard way that you cannot ferment pasteurized milk. Now, aside from preserving of the food, fermented vegetables and meats and dairy products have also many different health benefits, and today I will tell you about 5 of them that I personally experienced, but the list is pretty long. Number 1, fermented foods can help you restore normal gut flora. Sauerkraut, for example, has been tested in the laboratory settings, and it's been demonstrated that if you do it at home by yourself, perhaps with a good starter culture, your sauerkraut will have 100 times more beneficial microbes than the pill with probiotics. Now, if you compare us, the Westerners, to, let's say, Inuits, our diversity of the microbes in our gut is really low. And that could be because of certain types of foods that we are consuming, or we took yet another course of antibiotics. And as we know, antibiotics don't discriminate, they just wipe out everything in their path. And so you can really make inroads by eating fermented foods to restore your normal gut flora. For example, people that have rheumatoid arthritis have overgrowth of Provotella copri. And by introducing fermented foods, let's say sauerkraut, you can really change the balance of the microbes. Number 2, fermented foods can improve your immune system. There is more and more research coming out showing that there is a very strong link between the health of your gut and the function of your immune system. And it makes sense if you think about it. If you have certain groups of microbes that all of a sudden start multiplying and continue multiplying, and in the process they produce their own toxins, immune system will be forced to respond. And if this goes on for a long time, this will become a chronic condition, weakening your immune system and making you prone to all kind of different diseases. Fortunately, we have probiotics that we can make ourselves in the comfort of our homes, and that's fermented foods. It is important that they are not pasteurized. This is why I'm talking about making them at home. And actually, I do have a video about how to make your own sauerkraut at home. I will link it in the description box, so be sure to check it out. So you can bring the bad guys back to balance by introducing microbes from the fermented foods and thus improve your immune system. Number 3, you can resolve constipation naturally with fermented foods. Again, this seems to be a problem of all the Western cultures. Just about everybody at some point in their lives had a serious bout of constipation. And the reasons could be many, such as a very poor diet, chronic stress, sedentary lifestyle. Some people blame it on lack of fiber. I think all these come back to the imbalances of the gut microbes that lead to constipation. Now, you can test it for yourself. Have a few servings of homemade sauerkraut and see what happens. Constipation will be gone. Number 4, fermented foods will help you absorb nutrients better. You can think of fermentation as the process of pre-digesting of your food and making it more bioavailable. So let's think about milk. So when it's fermenting, the bacteria that is multiplying is eating through all the lactose, and at the same time, it is producing enzymes. So when you drink that kefir or yogurt, the enzymes will help you digest and absorb the food better, but at the same time, there will be very little, if any, of lactose. And as we know, so many people are very sensitive to lactose. Now let's talk about sauerkraut. So the bacterial strains that are present on the cabbage leaves, while fermenting in the process, they will also produce vitamin K2. And so when you are eating sauerkraut, you are also consuming vitamin K2. And that vitamin K2 is in the really bioavailable form. And what's so important is that vitamin K2 is critical to the proper utilization of vitamin D3 in our bodies. And number 5, fermented foods can help you reverse leaky gut. If you follow me for a while, you know that I keep talking about leaky gut being at the center of my autoimmunity, and I definitely stand by this because the moment I started treating my gut, it was when my autoimmunity started to reverse. And so one aspect of the leaky gut issues is that you have microbes out of balance, and those microbes keep multiplying, producing toxins, and those toxins cause the leaky gut to get bigger and allowing undigested food, bacteria such as Prevotella copri, toxins to get into the bloodstream where they don't belong. So it alerts the immune system, causing the reaction, and that's why we call it autoimmunity. Now, when you are eating fermented foods, you get a chance to bring back the bad guys to the lower numbers and increase other microbes, normalizing your gut flora and thus not creating that many toxins and helping you to seal your gut wall. Okay, so what are the options for those of you that don't want to make your own sauerkraut, cannot make it at home, or just have zero interest in doing it? So the next best option would be to go directly to the farm and get it from the farmer. Now, if you're thinking of buying it in the store, that is not going to work simply because by law, this type of foods have to be pasteurized, and the process of pasteurization kills all the beneficial microbes that you want to eat. So if you get a store-bought sauerkraut, it is literally a dead vegetable with no cultures in it. Now, you might be also wondering about probiotics, and that too would be the second best option. But the thing is, you really have to look for the best quality probiotic. Oftentimes that has to be transported in certain temperatures, because even the process of putting probiotics into the pill and transporting it to the destination reduces the amount of beneficial cultures in them. So as you see, the best option is actually to make it at home and just eat it straight from the jar. Alright, so these are my 5 reasons as to why I love fermented foods. But the list is a lot longer. Fermented foods can help you reduce the risk of urinary tract infection, yeast infections in women. They help you manage PMS symptoms, allergies. They reduce the risk for diabetes type 1, type 2. They can help you lose weight, and that's particularly true about kimchi, which is a Korean version of sauerkraut. And I'm sure the list is a lot longer, and as there is more research coming out, we'll probably learn a lot more how beneficial to our health fermented foods really are. So I hope I convinced you to give it a try to making your own fermented foods. It is really worth it. If you haven't yet, Please subscribe, like, share, comment about your experiences with fermenting of your own foods, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!